Hello, everybody. Welcome back to yet another Pesterquest. Once again, don't know who we're getting because I like being surprised after I got that Vriskas Gamgee surprise. Behold my robes. Okay, sure. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's see who we got. Oh, I got Tavros and Aradia. I always get Aradia and Aradia's names mixed up because they're one letter off. Okay, they're more than one letter off, but like they sound like they're one. And it's pronounced Aradia, apparently. Okay. Which is probably the first time I've ever found out that I've been pronouncing something correctly. It's like everyone tells me I pronounce Terezi weird because I pronounce it like Terezi. Apparently I got Aradia's name right, so yay! Good for me. I can actually pronounce some things. Just don't ask me to say Rakupakun. All right, but first, Tavros, glimmering gold and cold iron. That's evocative. So yeah, it's like as people who've read my thing, it's like I've never really been the biggest fan of Tavros, but like he's all right, and like when he gets time to himself, he's fine. It's like I think I mentioned this in Terezi's Bad End, where I'm not. See, I said this when Terezi. I don't think I said this on stream, but I did think to myself when we got Terezi's Bad End, where we reunited her with Gamgee, that the reaction I had to Gamgee was about the same reaction I would have if Tavros' route ended with us taking him to see Vriskas. And now I'm worried that that's actually going to happen. Because, yeah, bad things that can happen to Terezi, seeing Gamgee. Bad things that can happen to Tavros, seeing Vriskas. So, yeah. This just in, Vriskas Stan, not a Tavros fan. Yeah, I know, weird, isn't it? That's always been the funniest thing, is that like is that a lot of times like I'm not even like putting on a performance or anything, I just accidentally end up, being a Vriskas stan. It's funny. Anyway. Let's see what Bull Boy has for us. You're enjoying a brisk, head-clearing walk in the Alternian moonlight when the plot comes screaming towards you. Literally, you don't even have time for introspection. Ah! Oh, God! Okay, hang on. I gotta see that again. Oh. Oh, Tavros. You turn your head to see a guy in a wheelchair whizzing down a nearby hill. He's got a phone in one hand, making it difficult for him to control his descent with the other. You quickly rush over in time to see him hit a rock and go flying through the air with an impressive arc. You bring the fallen wheelchair over to him. He stares at you for a second and then pulls himself back into it with a grunt. Thank you. Thank you, weird and ugly alien stranger. Once you settle into it, he was very quick on the uptake with the whole alien thing. Okay, how's the game volume? Because this music sounds a little loud to me. Once you settle into the chair, you look over the boy you just helped. He's lanky and scrawny, except for his oversized horns, giving you the impression of a boy going through a very awkward puberty. His wheelchair is simple and flimsy, and it looks like it's gone through a lot of wear and tear. Volume's good? Volume's good. Oh, introductorily speaking, I should say that my name is Tavros. Tavros, as is now usual for you, the name sounds familiar, even though you're not sure of any of the other even if you're not sure any of your other friends mentioned him by name. You give him a proper greeting and then ask what happened, and he nods towards an old watchtower at the top of the hill. By the way, that was my favorite bad ending when just saying Tavros' name to Vriskas just gets you shoved off the dock. That was fucking hilarious. Like, you didn't even get a game over screen for that. I just booted you straight to the menu. I loved it. Ah. The United Stores Mill Watchtower at the top of the hill. I was attempting to scale towards the tower to acquire a rare Felispawn Go monster. What is aimed developed by... Oh no! Pokemon Go has invaded Alternia! We're doomed. Everyone's doomed. Tavros is exactly the warning story that people were telling when Pokemon Go first came out. It's like, oh, people are going to, like, send themselves up to go into dangerous situations looking for rare Pokemon. That shit did happen from time to time. Like there was one story I heard about, like, there was a game that basically just stalked a Pokemon, like a Pokemart, or whatever it was. Like a Pokestop, that's what they were called. I haven't played Pokemon Go in years. It's like, yeah, it's like there was a Pokestop in a bad neighborhood, and people would just, like, ambush people and steal their cell phones. Fiddlespawn Go. Oh, God. God help us all. It's ranked Ether Mythic Triple Rare class, which is one of the rarest of all, at least concerning monsters that can be found in lower blood neighborhoods. But it appears to be tragically out of my reach, no matter how much I believe in my ability to pursue it. You don't know what a Fiddlespawn is, but maybe you could help? You've wrangled a few monsters in your time. What? You know, you could help push them up the hill. Maybe fight some giant horrifying beast. The usual. Wow. I normally am expected to do everything myself, always. The only trolls who offer to help me, those who live too far away to actually... The only trolls who offer to help me are those too far away to actually do anything of consequence. Okay. Weird comma there. Which is fine. I get it. It's pretty useless to me. Anyway. No. What? I don't want your help. On account of if I take it, I will be weakening myself and failing to grow as a troll. Oh, dear. Okay. We're gonna have to undo some Vriska brainwashing, I see. It's like, hey, just because I'm a Vriskas stan doesn't mean I know when we're in Rome, you know what I mean? I'll just have to try again, and get grievously hurt in the process, probably. Yeah, weird comma there is definitely part of Tavros' quirk. Like I mentioned this a while ago, but, like, of all the characters, weirdly, the one I have the most trouble reading out loud is Dave, because he uses absolutely no punctuation, and so it's just like this stream of consciousness, and you have to figure out where you can take a breath. It's terrible. Anyway, it's terribly awkward. Anyway. Don't worry. Tavros begins to wheel it back towards the hill. You know how this story goes. You'll have to spend your entire evening convincing this poor troll boy that it's okay to accept help from others. You launch into a gentle pitch about how help from a friend can... Oh, well, if you say so, then I accept your help. Oh, that was easy. You follow Travos up the hill. When he reaches the steepest part and his wheels begin to lose traction, you step in behind him and give him a little push he needs. It's much easier to convince Tavros of these sorts of things when Vriska isn't around. The two of you are successful in scaling the hill, and Tavros grins and taps on his phone. Oh, it's a phone game. No real monsters involved. Holy shit, this is new to you. And so much easier. Yes. Wolvupine is now acquired. Thank you so greatly. Maybe the cartoons for Wrigglers were right all along. And friendship is truly the greatest source of power to exist. It really is. I mean, like, we don't even have to get touchy-feely with this crap. There's, like, a legitimate force multiplier effect to, like, consider here. Finally, someone who gets you. You ask if he wants a quick ride home, and he tilts his head in confusion. I already have a ride. Always. I'm sitting in it. Not like that. You tell him it's hard to explain. Just trust you on this one. Okay, well, let's go. Pokemon, let's go. No, wait. What are these things all again? Flupus spawn. Let's go. With that, you grip his chair and focus your energy and zap on over to his hive. Whoa! Are you magic? Yes. Awesome! Do you know any fairies? No. Shucks! Tavros glances around the room and you follow suit. Your eyes settle on an advertisement for the theatrical run of Pulpapan. Peter Piper packed a pack of pickled peppers. Poopapan. A pinch of special stardust is all it takes to fly. Brought to you by Her Imperious Condescension's 19th favorite theater company. Reserved seatings for high bloods. Hecklers will be called. Yeah, Tavros is really chill with all the alien stuff. It probably helps that he's, like, in that strata of society where he would get called on sight for basically anything anyway. So it's like, oh, I'm talking to an alien. I'm in mortal peril right now. Oh, well, it's Tuesday for me. The rest of the room is rather plain and sparsely decorated. The floor is scattered with messy gaming supplies. So, this is my hive. What do you think? There's a hole in your window. Did Vriskas send you flying through that at some point? I don't know. Would you characterize this pad as sufficiently cool? Oh god, Tavros. oh, my boy. He tries. He's trying. He's doing his best. Bless him. You glance at a framed picture of a fey trickster in booty shorts. Yeah, sure. This pad is cool. This pad is cool as hell. Excellent. I hoped you would. Your approval is most good to have. I thought you might be uninterested on account of me being boring and kind of sad. Oh, dear. Aw, boring and sad kids are your favorite, you tell Tavros. It's like... Reminds me of, like, when Terry joined Vox Machina in Season 1 of Great Law. It's like, oh, son, daddy issues, that's all we needed to hear. Wait, that sounds terrible, ignore that. You mean you relish the opportunity to make people less sad? Oh, don't worry then, because I'm definitely sorrowful enough to satisfy. Also, I'm not great at talking either, so we have at least one point of failure in common. Whoa! Okay, hang on. It's like, hold on, motherfucker. Thanks? Wouldn't be Tavros if he wasn't constantly pitiable. And also, like, it's like, he is, like, even in Homestuck proper, I will give him this. Like, Tavros is good at, like, just sliding those little burns in, you know? It's like he usually is really awkward about it, but he does, like, he does have a little bit of sass, and he will slide it in very occasionally, and those are some of his best moments, especially when he does it to Vriska. Tavros flashes you a thumbs up and a wink. He wheels closer to you, and one of his scattered cards crunches under a tread and gets stuck, necessitating a kind of finagling. You must admit, you're a little surprised by the wheelchair. Your experiences on Alternia would suggest that their culture is not very kind to the disabled. Oh, it very isn't. There's a long story behind the fact of me being like this. And, I mean, Vriska threw you off a cliff. It's not that long a story. I read it. Kanaya says not to talk about it because it hurts my self-esteem. Oh, okay, that's fine. You turn your attention to some of his cards. Perhaps he can teach you? Well, if you insist, I'll reveal to you my tragic backstory. Friend level achieved. Tavros is a very lonely boy. Tavros just needs friends, and he just wants friends. That's all he wants, really. I used to be a more hardcore gamer who would do the extreme role plays. And I had a friend, or I thought she was a friend, who I did flirt with. Oh, you're familiar with Flarp. Flarp. You're a vainglorious bastard. Was that? Huh. Was that the one we settled on? I don't know. It's also, It's like, that would be a nice bit of continuity if, like, the save file remembered that, but I have absolutely no idea if that was the, I think that it was, though. I think that was, like, when we cleared the game with Vriska, I think we were a vainglorious bastard. So, yeah, people are saying that, well, that was it. So, hey, nice use of, continuity. Tavros gained something from the existence of self-deprecating online 20-somethings. Yeah, that's true, because, like, that is kind of... Yeah, he's too young for that, but, you know, there we go. Oh, you're familiar with Flarp. You're a vainglorious bastard. Come to think of it, you've got a great Flarp friend who you might... Oh, no. Oh, boy. Here we go. And now it's time to just crank the wheel over and screech this car over into the most outrageous disaster possible. Let's do this. Come to think of it, you've got a great Flarp friend who he might love to meet. Oh no. Oh. I knew it. I saw it coming. I knew it would happen. I predicted it. Well, I mean, I say I predicted it, but let's be honest. How could we have a Tavros route without touching on the subject of Vriska? Like, in all seriousness, Vriska is a huge part of Tavros' character, and dealing with that is something we are about to jump into. Alright, let's dive in, boys and girls, and everything in between, or not in between, outside that, whatever, you know. Anyway, well, I don't play anymore. Because this old friend of mine did a bad thing to me, resulting in a chain of revenge that was very tragical. Essentially, the story is that I was thrown off a cliff, psychically, and became heavily injured, which resulted in my legs not working. Oh god, that sounds terrible. The culprit continues to hassle me sometimes in ways which are supposedly remorseful, but mostly continue to make me feel bad. For instance, trying to make me learn how to climb stairs, or fight better, or telling me I'm useless and awful because I can't. Although she also sent me this 4-wheel device, which helps me to not be called. Well, that's nice, I guess. Although maybe she wouldn't have done that if Kanaya didn't say to. Definitely not. I don't know. She's hard to understand. Sometimes very nice, other times extremely not nice, and I can't figure out how she truly feels about me. Well, that has a good question. It's like, here we have Minda complaining about a Vriskas cameo. A rare sight indeed. It's like, hey, when in Rome, it's like, we're with Tavros now. It's like, we gotta focus on him. It's like, we don't need to focus on Vriskas always. Sometimes very nice, other times extremely not nice. I can't figure out how she truly feels about me. It's like, that is kind of the question, isn't it? It's like, how does Vriska feel about Tavros? And I think, like, on the whole, it's like, again, I think she kind of feels the same way about Tavros that I do, which is that, like, she wants to like him, but he keeps fucking up. And, you know, sometimes that's her own fault. Like, sometimes, a lot of times, in fact, Vriska sets Tavros up specifically to fail. But other times he just kind of does it all on its own, and it's like, come on, man. Yeah. And then there is also the whole fact that, you know, she is kind of, like, grooming him to be something that he is not. Like, Tavros is, you know, the descendant of the Summoner, who is, like, this great legendary hero. And he just absolutely does not live up to that. And so it's a problem. That's a problem for Vriska, anyway. So yeah, I don't know. It's a complicated relationship, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway. Wow, this girl Tavros is talking about seems like a real piece of work. You sure are glad none of your friends are anything like that. really do love just how dense RSPA Reader is sometimes. It's absolutely hilarious. It's like, and people are saying it's like, who knows what Tavros could have lived up to if she hadn't thrown him off a cliff. Well, and that's the thing is that like, if she hadn't done that, I don't really see Tavros like getting anywhere on his own. You know, like that sounds mean, but seriously, it's like I don't see Tavros getting like a character arc to become a big badass guy. I don't know, or even like I mean, like that's a ridiculously high bar. Like just getting Tavros to be like, you know, a person with genuine self-confidence. You know, let's start there. Like, how does Tavros get to that point? And he really has not made very many moves towards that goal in the entire run of Homestuck. Like, he made a whole bunch of friends with ghosts, and that was cool, but that was like his one moment. It was the one moment he had. Okay, anyway. Anyway, Tavros, it's like they're both pieces of work. And it's water and oil, these two. It's crazy. I don't know. There's some commentary in the Act 5 book about regret on designing Tavros only as a foil for Vriska. So yeah, it's like... And yeah, and that is kind of the problem, is that... Like, dramatic foils can work, but like, it is possible to go too far with them. Like I remember a kind of a complaint about Korra, like in Season 1 of Legend of Korra, was that Korra was very clearly designed to be a foil to Aang. You know, it's like Aang was very peaceful, Korra was very, you know, someone who was looking for a fight and was ready to scrap. You know, Aang was always very ambivalent about the fact that he was the Avatar. He didn't like having that responsibility. Korra loved being the Avatar and like dove right into her training to do that. And the problem is that in that case, like, Aang had a set of character traits that made him an interesting character, and when you just reverse that, you get a less interesting character. And so, like, Korra, like, in Season 1 is not that interesting of a protagonist, because she's kind of like, she is like a foil to an interesting protagonist in a weird, kind of insulting way. And it's like, and she did get better, like, but that was the thing, was that, like, Korra, like, you know, became a great character, but it was after she, like, you know, touched the mic, but it was like after she got a character of her own that wasn't just a foil to Aang. And Tavros is kind of in that same boat, where, like, he's a foil to a very interesting character, but that's kind of it. And like, he needs a chance to, like, have his own storyline that's completely free of Vriska in order to, like, grow into a person. Anyway, and now people are starting a Korra discourse. Oh dear. I resent the idea that you need severe physical, emotional trauma in order to achieve your potential. It's like, yeah, that's true, and I'm not saying that that's the case for Tavros. Like, kind of the opposite, really. I'm just saying it's like regardless of whether or not his... I keep grabbing the mic. Like, we are so far off track, I know. But yeah, it's like, that's the thing, is that, like, I'm not saying that Tavros needs physical trauma or emotional trauma to develop. I'm saying it's really hard to get him to develop regardless of how you get there, which kind of tracks, because he is a page, remember? Like, kind of his whole thing is that it's hard to get him to develop as a character. Anyway. And yeah, it's like, people are saying, it's like, yeah, I do agree that, like, well, okay, people are saying that Korra's character development in later series was more interesting than Aang's How to Kill Pacifist, and yes, but there is a difference, which is that I think Aang is meant to be a flat character, which is not a bad thing. It's like, you can have characters who develop and become better people. You can have people who develop and become worse people, and you can have characters who are just kind of like there at that level and stay there for an entire series, and none of those are really bad if you do it right. And Aang is definitely a flat character, like he has his set of morals and ideals at the beginning of the series, and they never really need to be challenged because he's kind of right in those things. And the challenge for him is how to, like, keep his ideals intact and still do the job that he needs to do. Whereas, like, Korra is a character who, like, starts here and needs to get here in order to be a good Avatar. And Vriska is a character who just bounces back and forth along that line constantly over the course of Homestuck. Anyway, getting on with it. It's like, who knew that we would end up spending a lot of time talking about character development in a route about Tavros? Yeah, but maybe it's best not to think about her, actually. Kanaya was right. Why don't I teach her how to play? Oh, no. Tavros! Tavros freezes up instinctively. Oh god, is she here in person? Oh no, that's her. The one who injured me. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Your spine ices up over quickly. So it's a good thing we had that whole interlude before, because now we're in it. We're not stopping for anything now. You recognize that telltale exaggerated call. But how can this be? You know your dear... Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. MSPA reader, you. For someone so pathetic, you are remarkably bad at reading people. Oh god. I got my throat there a little bit. Those are descriptive words in front of Vriska, huh? Oh. You recognize that telltale exaggerated call. But how can this be? How could your dear, sweet, precious friend Vriska... I've done such a horrible thing to... Okay, yeah, no, this tracks. Maybe she did do one thing wrong. Maybe just the one. How could your dear, sweet, precious friend Vriska have done such a horrible thing to... Okay, yeah, no, this tracks. Why? This isn't like the other kids she killed. You know Vriska is violent and volatile. She had to be to survive. But to harass Tavros after the fact instead of just feeding him to her Lucius doesn't make sense. You feel sick to your stomach. Well, you see, that's the thing, is that... we're on this again, is that, like... That is, like, actually, like, a sign that Vriska likes Tavros, is the fact that she didn't just feed him to her Lucius. It's like she doesn't know how to express the fact that she likes Tavros, and so she continues to, like, harangue him and do horrible things to him. But she doesn't like him. She's just terrible at expressing it because she's a psychopath, or a sociopath, because she lives in Alternia, and it sucks. Anyway. Hey, Tavros! You haven't been answering my messages. We need to talk. Her voice comes from outside the window as it moves around the perimeter of the house. You glance at Tavros' stricken face as you hear the sound of keys jingling in the lock. Fuck, she has keys to his hive? What? I'm right there with you, buddy. It's like, what? It also just occurred to me, we haven't actually made a decision yet. Not even like an easy, like, first 5 minutes game over decision. Like, we are just in this. We just dove right into this because Tavros really wanted to make friends. Oh no. I kind of wish they gave Vriska a sprite where she wasn't wearing her flarp outfit, because it doesn't really make sense for her to be wearing her flarp outfit anymore. Anyway, Tavros groans and leans back in his chair. Vriska barges into the respite block and then freezes up. Consider this awful thing. High bloods with master keys to low blood neighborhoods. Yeah, no, that tracks. Oh. Hey. Hey! You say with an awkward wave. Vriska seems uncomfortable. It's like, yeah. Well, no wonder. It's like we did just kind of barge in on her like, deepest, darkest shame. I didn't know you knew this dork. That's a friendship in progress. It's a friendship in progress. Tavros has told you some things about their past together. Of course he has. Okay, listen. I know it sounds bad, because it is. And I get that, okay? Way back when, it was less than a sweep ago, I was part of a flarp campaign that went off the rails, and Tavros ended up getting thrown off a cliff. It was basically my fault. It's like, that is a thing. It's like that is a thing that needs to be commented on. It's like, Vriska does this constantly, where she like puts her own failures in the third person. Like, it's not I threw Tavros off a cliff. It's Tavros got thrown off a cliff. It's not, it's not, it's not like, it's not like I killed John to make him God tier. It's John got killed and now he's God tier. It was basically my fault. But that's all in the past now. Things are better now. I hooked Tavros up with this sweet wheelchair and everything. Oh, dear. Mistakes were made. It's not that sweet. Shut up, Tavros. I'm talking about how terrible I feel about hurting you. Oh, dear. Tavros cringes, and you try to intercede on his behalf. Why is Vriskas here? Oh, right. I am here to extend an olive branch. Very magnanimously so, if you ask me. Terezi and I are getting the band back together. Not for Flarp, obviously. That ship has sailed. But we're going to whip the plan into shape, and we need all the help we can get. Oh, God. Oh, no. She's doing it again? It's like she wants Tavros to be the summoner. Oh, dear. Oh, boy. You spent enough time moping around uselessly. It's time for some action. You're in, right? No? What do you mean, no? I mean, I don't really want to do anything exciting or dangerous like that. And especially because you're going to be involved, I don't think it would be good for me to also be. Come on, things are totally square between us. Tavros, we all got hurt. Besides, I'm just trying to help you live up to your potential. You could be somebody. You could be somebody. You could finally start living up to your legacy. Yep, see, called it. I don't want to be somebody. At least not your kind of somebody. Tough luck, Toradora. None of us get that choice. If nothing changes by the time your rites of maturation roll around, we're screwed. The drones will cull you in an instant. Like, and see, that's the other thing, is that, like, as horrible as Vriskas is, she is kind of right a lot of the times. It's like, they live in Alternia, dude. It's like, there's not, like, a happy ending for this. Vriskas turns to you. Her eye is wide, her fist trembling. Her frustrated glare barely conceals the desperation beneath. I mean, you agree with me, right? Oh, no. No, you're gonna make me choose. Tavros needs to shape up. He needs us. It's time we put the past behind us and moved on. Just trying to help him. She leans closer. It's obvious she wants you to back her up. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let Karkat be the angry leader guy and Tavros be the inspirational pacifist. Ooh. Most dangerous thing ever is helpful Vriska. Okay. Really need to think about this for a minute. Oh dear. So... follow Corn's example, become a Smash DLC character instead? What? Someone clip this part of the stream with Minda forsaking Vriska. Okay. So, siding with Vriska is probably wrong. Like she's right, but it's not going to make Tavros happy. Siding with Tavros it's, I don't know. It's like, people were joking about fates, but I do think, like, the no-choice route, like, I do think the revolution check is actually the right one. Like, people are joking about how, like, in Fire Emblem Fates, like, you could choose to side with the one group of people, you know, I forgot their names, because, like, I played, like, 5 minutes of that game and it wasn't great. It's like, you could side with one team, side with the other team, or you could take the revolution path and do neither, and you would get pretty much everybody, and that was, like, the true ending of the game. And I'm kind of getting the same vibe here, because, like, siding with Vriska is, like, she's right, but she's not going to make Tavros happy about it. Siding with Tavros, he's just going to, like, you know, yeah, it's like Nor in Japan. It's about right. Tavros, I think, is just going to, like, keep doing his bullshit and just ride off into the sunset to die if we side with him. And if we don't take sides, it's just gonna devolve and Versus gonna throw him off a cliff again or something. I don't know. Well, this is Tavros' route, so let's side with Tavros first, and we'll just see what happens. It's like, I don't know. It's like, all of these options sound bad. I mean, it's like, you've read Homestuck, you know what it's like when Vriska and Tavros are together. No, it's very hard to get a positive outcome when Vriska and Tavros are involved with each other. Option 4, run away. Yeah, that's what I need right now. Option 4, run the fuck away. You take a step closer to Tavros, and Vriska visibly deflates. Come on, Minda. Wait, my name's Minda? Oh, that's right! I did take the name Minda, I forgot! What? Okay, completely threw me for a second that... What? Okay, so this is reading the old save file. Completely threw me for a second when Vriska called me Minda. Okay, right. Continuity. Okay. Good. That's the thing. Okay. Come on, Minda. You can't seriously be on his side. I know, it's weird to me, too. It actually is weird to me, too. Not gonna lie. Yes, you can be. And you are. You think you understand now. You see how Vriska took her suffering and bitterness and passed it along? You see how under beastly tutelage she learned to sink her fangs into her prey and tell herself she was doing it for their own good? In those two, you see a microcosm of Alternia, of hurt kids hurting kids, until finally the buck stops at the kindest or weakest among them. So no matter how much sympathy you have for her, you can't stand idly by and let Vriska continue this cycle of hurt. You tell Vriska to look at Tavros, really look at him, and ask herself if her help has done anything for him. Isn't this the kind of suffering that she and Terezi want to prevent? Right now, the best thing she can do for Tavros is to leave him alone. Leave him alone? You don't get it. None of you do. If we leave him alone, he's toast. Seriously, how have you not figured that out by now? You've seen how what this plan is like. You think we can just flip a switch and fix everything overday? He's a worthless loser living in a world that hates losers. And if that doesn't change, he's going to die a sad, pathetic death. And you, Kanai, and everyone else, you're just enabling him. When he crooks, it's going to be on your head, not mine. So So if you'd rather hang out with Tavros in his make-believe fairyland, be my guest. But some of us are still going to be living here in the real world. You and Vriskas spend a while staring at each other. All you can muster is a look of pity, which only seems to incense her further. Her face scrunches up and then goes steely and flat. Her voice is icily calm. You two have your fun. I'm out. Vriskas slams the door shut as she leaves. Tavros exhales a long sigh of relief. Well, that went pretty well for an encounter with Vriskas, all things considered. I mean, he's not wrong. Did I just king Vriska too hard and break the fourth wall? Yeah, Tavros is certainly not wrong about that. Well, you feel somewhat terrible about who I am. Nobody's dead yet. Yeah. Slowly, gently, you place a comforting hand on Tavros' shoulder and tell him he deserves better than this. It's not his fault. Vriska is difficult. Yeah, Kanaya says that too. Oh god, are Vriska and Kanaya still together? That's still... Oh wait, no, that was a bad end thing. Okay. I sometimes almost believe her when she does. The room is silent except for a faint wiggling noise coming from one of the balls on Tavros' floor. You don't know what else to say. Would you, enjoy playing some Fiddle Spawn with me, perhaps? As a matter of distraction? Oh, fuck yes, you tell him. Let's spawn some Fidduses. Yeah. Your FLARP experience inured you to alternating game design, so you're only mildly nauseated when Tavros shows you how the physical version of Fiddle Spawn works. Chitinous purple critters explode from gooey orbs and infest plushies before bursting out in the form of large monsters with more limbs than you're comfortable with. I do love this whole game, the way that all works. It's hilarious. Also, you have a handful of cards which boost their attributes or allow you to interfere with your opponent's monsters. There's a lot to keep track of here. Before too long, the room is full of chittering purple monstrosities and queasy-looking host plush on the verge of birthing even more abominations. You are so lost. But you think you're winning? The creatures appear to be doing a better job of preying on his host plushies and spawning more of themselves. You've got a meter in the corner that keeps going up while his goes down. That's good, right? You think it's good, at least where victory is concerned. But you're more concerned with the dejected look on Tavros' face. Here we go. He doesn't seem to be giving the game his all. You ask him if he's doing okay. Sounds simpler than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. No. Oh, okay. He just came out and said it. It's like... Tavros really is, like, the easiest friendship mark that MSPA reader has run into. Or I guess, no, we're officially Minda now. It's like... Tavros really is the, Oh, wait, no. Minda's MSPA reader's FLARP name. But, yeah. Just came out right and said, Tavros really is, like, the easiest customer we could ask for. My fun has been stymied, I think, by my thoughts about Vriska. He wheels himself over to the window and looks despondently out. I used to like Vriska a lot, you know, and admire her for her many qualities that were good, such as being very confident or having skill at games. But now I just hate her. Or feel like I should hate her, but instead do not feel those feelings. In their proper place, I feel very conflicted and bad about myself, and wonder if there is something wrong that I can't feel as angry as I should. Or make myself to become strong enough to talk to her properly about my feelings. It's just a big mess. You glance back at the posters lining Tavros' walls, sprightly fairy girls with confident smiles, long messy hair, and blue color schemes. The resemblance to Vriska is uncanny but superficial. She's never going to be like the girl from his posters. That's just not who Vriska is. But for a sad, hurt boy who likes to dream, she must seem so painfully close. This is a problem too big for you to untangle right now. You need to redirect Tavros' thoughts. You close your eyes and ask your intuition, what should you do? Really? Really? Okay, well, the fact that we're getting a second choice suggests to me that we are on the right track here, so that's something, which is kind of what I thought. Just like, I mean, just kind of like on the meta level, you know, side with the troll you're befriending and not Vriska, you know. Ugh. Well, staying grounded sounds depressing. Helping him fly is, I mean, that just sounds like a bad idea, but it doesn't sound depressing, so we're gonna assume that's the right option. God, those other options are gonna get Tavros killed, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Stay grounded. From the darkness, you reach into your muddled memories and catch a glint of cold iron. When you open your eyes, Poopa Pan stares back at you. He would have you believe that faith is all it takes to fly, but you think Tavros could use something a little more material. You put a gentle hand on his shoulder and ask him what you can do to help him spread his wings. His metaphorical wings, that is. It's not like he could ever sprout real ones. The very thought is absurd. That's funny. That's funny. Tavros sighs. Cold iron. Wasn't it in the title of the chapter? Yes, it was. And it's also cold iron, notably. I didn't bring it up before, but like it's like it is probably notable to consider the fact that cold iron is one of the only things is one of the most well-known weaknesses for fairies. So yeah, we're gonna kill a fairy, I guess. Which, yeah, this seems yeah. Tavros sighs. I just wish I could live more independently, I guess. To take charge of my life and become less under Vriska's thumb. Oh, wait, no. Maybe we're... What if we're about to instead... Oh, God. I think I know where we're going with this. We're going to find Equus, aren't we? You think Tavros could use some better friends? Real friends? I do have some. Nepeta is very kind to me often. Gamgee and I like to throw some sick rhymes, and Kanaya tries to help me with Vriska. But there's not a lot they can do when we live far... Cat. But there's not a lot we can do when we live far away. And as nice as my Lucius is, he is unable to help me with all my issues, due to his small size limiting him to only moving and carrying small objects to me when I require them. The simple fact that I didn't build my own hive with the expectation of one day using a four-wheeled device to navigate it. Can Tavros move it to a better hive? Could you help me with that? No. As a bronze, the stipend I receive is not enough to cover such things. Even this four-wheeled device, which is highly basic compared to some high-blood models, would have cost me over a wipe's worth of savings. Few changes are available to me, economically speaking, especially if I want to not alert drones to my unsuitedness for troll expectations. You see, if money is the issue, that's not something you can help him with, at least not directly. But you might know others who can. You tell Tavros that you're going to step out for a moment to fetch a mutual friend. He seems briefly surprised when you return with Kanaya. Okay. I guess you don't blame him. This strikes you as a pretty rare pairing, conversationally speaking. That it is that. Oh, Kanaya? It's nice to see you in person, unexpectedly. Wow, my hive is terrible looking. Sorry, but hi. You look nice. Yes, I do. How are you faring? Has my advice regarding the construction of an imaginary friend helped aid your self-esteem? Well, I haven't really got to try it yet, so no, I guess it hasn't. Kanaya suppresses a sigh. Whoa, what is this route? I don't know where we're going with this. Okay. Well, let's get directly to business. I've bought some materials with which to renovate your hive. Oh? Please advise us as to how to best redesign the place to suit your needs. Tavros' eyes water up and he sniffs, leaning forward in his chair. Really? You would do that for me? Despite it taking a large portion of time and effort and presumably money as well? I don't really spend my stipend on much besides fabric. And I intend to twist Vriska's arm until she offers a portion of her flarping treasure to foot the bill too. There we go. It all works then. And of course I'd do it for you. Any less would be a rejection of my helpful sensibilities. Kanaya starts with a neutral tone and a straight face, as if there's nothing remarkable about it, but Tavros nevertheless breaks into a grin. Wow, thanks! Okay, give us some time to develop ideas on how to properly jack this hive up and deliver the most utterly dope and pimped-up changes. Tavros, please. Tax the high bloods? Yeah, there you go. That's what we're doing. That's what Kanaya's gonna do. This is gonna be so great. You give Tavros the requested time and then begin to work in earnest. You weren't sure what to expect, but the construction process proved smoother than anticipated. Kanaya brings a set of alien devices which she claims to have borrowed from a sea-dwelling friend of hers. One converts raw materials into a strange substance that reminds you of fruit gusters. Huh. Interesting. How did we get build grist? And from a sea-dwelling friend, like, what? How? It's like, I mean, that's either Aridin or Pfeffery, and how do either one of them have something that makes build grist? I don't know. Kanaya fells trees with her chainsaw and feeds them into the machine, and before long you have a trove of these gusher things. Oh yeah, that's true. It's like, Jane did have a grist widget. So, like, maybe since she and Pfeffery are kind of sisters, maybe that's... I don't know. The other device expends the gushers to modify buildings. It has a holographic click-and-drag interface, and much like the Sims played in real life. You find this construction software to be incredibly handy and also eerily familiar. But honestly, you find everything eerily familiar these days? Yes, it's very convenient. Home construction has been an important part of troll culture for as long as history remembers. Most do not know why, although to me the reason is obvious. Preparation for the game, which we will no longer be playing due to outside interference. Wait, she knows about that? Yes. I figured out what was going on a day or two after you visited me, but I thought it prudent not to get particularly dramatic about it. It was very thoughtful of her. Yeah, they were mentioning Homesec, but not these devices in particular. Oh yeah, that is true. It's like... Yeah, I suppose it does make sense that trolls would have that, since, as Kanaya just said, and like they did explicitly say that, and I meant that, the whole building your houses thing was meant to prepare the trolls for the game. It was very thoughtful of her. Yeah. Yeah. I try. Kanaya finishes feeding logs into the first device and begins to manipulate Tavros' hide with the other. Together you are a clockwork team. Tavros provides directions, Kanaya implements them with her stellar sense of design, and you provide moral support by standing around looking cute. Okay, yes. Nudge that self over to the left. Yeah, like that. Wait, actually, right. Further. Okay, no, go back. A bit more, and that's almost good. Now, make it a little tad higher. Yes, no, lower. Oh, God. It's like, yep. Yeah, there we go. There. Right there, and... Yes, perfect, I think. Oh, poor Kanaya. Okay, actually, no. Can you go back to where it first was? Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, this is... See, this... yeah. Yep. I feel you. Feel you so hard. It's like... Oh, being nice to Tavros is exhausting. Oh. At the end, it takes until the next day to finish construction, which is actually a great time. You're expecting to have to zap forward once or twice for the sake of narrative brevity. But with the alternative build tools, Tavros' hide is swiftly renovated. Oh yeah, he's got a useful Rakupakun now. He can actually like use it, and it's big enough for his horns. It is far more spacious than it once was, with ramps and rails aplenty. Under Tavros' guidance, you wind in hallways, lowered counters, revamped bedrooms. It's like a brand new house. Yeah, it looks nice too, yeah. You don't have a ribbon to cut in celebration, so Tavros summons some bizarre fiddle-spawn creature to shoot confetti all around the entrance to the hive. It's all gross and sticky, and you hate every second of it, but he's having fun. After that, Tavros spends a while just exploring the hive. He wheels himself through each block, awed by the ease with which he can navigate the space. By the time he returns to his respite block, his grin is radiant. You take it he likes the new place. Oh yes, this pad is now genuinely frigid. It makes me feel more confident, like the world is my my bivalve jewel container. The world is your oyster. Got it. Okay. Like I would say to I could say to Rescue, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, biatch. Okay, I won't say that probably, but I could. Actually, maybe I will say that, as well as plenty of other deliriously rude things, which long have I avoided saying. Kanaya. Oh, Kanaya. I know. The route's almost over, it's fine. Okay, that's probably enough, you tell him. Kanaya is staring icily at him, but he doesn't seem to notice. You suggest it's a good time to settle down. The sun's going to be rising pretty soon. Right. While we still have some moonlight, would you like to stay for a while, Kanaya, and play some games with us? No, that is quite alright. I'm afraid I have duties to attend to at home. I left a dress in the oven. Kanaya blinks and carefully maintains her poise. It's made out of clay, you see. I'm getting experimental. Oh, that makes sense. Kanaya really does not want to play Fiddle Spawn. Well, goodbye. She smiles at Tavros and shoots you a pointed glance. You take it as your cue to place a hand on her shoulder, concentrate her hive, and send her back in a flash of light. Get me away from this loser. Once she's gone, Tavros reels up to you and nudges you in the hip. So, regarding Kanaya, this could perhaps be me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Tavros? I'm gonna stop you right there before I just ruin. This could perhaps be me. We're about to ruin this entire ride. We're about to ruin this entire route by Tavros getting the wrong idea about Kanaya. She's a lesbian, Tavros. No. This could perhaps be me misreading the situation, but I reach deep inside and tap into that marvelous power of the self-esteems. It tells me that I'm very right and smart. Did you see the way she was smiling at me? Almost in a way as to suggest a more amorous inclinations. Eh? Eh? Oh no. It's like there's one thing at a time. We can only settle so many of Tavros' issues at once. Okay. He waggles his eyebrows furiously in your direction. Ah, jeez. You tell Tavros that's just what friendship looks like. She's not his type. Trust me, you say. Drat. But oh well. You think there's a saying about this, that the sea has many fish in it. Now that I'm feeling better, I think perhaps I will one day go fishing, for a quadrant or two. Well, it's a start. It's going to take some time for this kid to figure out what genuine self-esteem is like. But just like the precipitant clouds part to reveal a brilliant sky and blue, you think Tavros is on the verge of seeing the sun. The moon? This metaphor would work better on Earth. Tavros can be more than he is, and he doesn't need to change to do that. When he offers you a smile, there's a spark of compassion behind it that tells you he's already worth the world. All he ever needed was for somebody to believe in him. And money. He also needed money. And protection about the drones that are totally going to call him next week. So, would you like to perhaps celebratorily play a round or two of Fiddle Spawn with me? I am feeling much more prepared to enjoy a game, and perhaps think that this time I will proceed to crush you with my incredible might as a Fiddle Spawn breeder. Except, I mean that in a nice way, like that of a friendly challenge. Eh? If you'll accept. The word friend in that sentence is all you needed to hear. Victory! That's a great facial expression. Ah, good. Finishing just in time for somebody to go have supper. Yeah, well, that was the good ending. Took us a long time to get there with all the, character development distractions. Which, that's fine. That's what we're here for, right? So now let's just see how... now, once again, all of these bad routes are going to end with Tavros getting horribly maimed or killed in some way. I can just feel it. So let's start tormenting the bull. Let's do this. One of the things I feel like this game regrettably misses is that friend also means enemy in Alternia. That is true. That is something that is unexplored territory. Okay, a bad end time. Should you be scared? I think yes. No. Load. Don't save. Load. Yes. That's fine. Actually, no. Here, let's... here, we'll just do this. Officially end the game. Load. Okay, let's not take a side, because that sounds disastrous. Who do you think you are, a centrist? This is a choice-driven narrative game, and that obviously means having to choose between two equally mutually incompatible options, which will forever alienate you from the side you did not pick. Try again. Okay. That was hilarious. Alright, let's... Okay, side with Vriska. The obvious incorrect choice. Just can't resist her force of personality. When Vriska speaks, it just sounds right. Oh no. Oh no. And tell Tavros that he should accept Vriska's offer. Hell yeah! See, Tavros? My buddy here agrees. Let bygones be bygones. Poor Tavros is just getting strong-armed here. Tavros shrinks into his chair, small and sad. The two of you just stare at him as the awkward silence swirls like mist around you. Vriska clenches her fist and steps forward, but you quickly put a hand on her shoulder and she pauses. Being around here is depressing, and somebody doesn't want my help anyway. Whatever. Come on, Minda. I've had enough bull for one night. Let's go chill out somewhere less boring. Like, I don't know, an arcade? Maybe a movie theater. What do people do without a Lucius to take care of, even do? You suggest to Vriska that you can find out. Together. She beams. Okay, bye, I guess. Tavros seems conflicted, as though he can't decide whether to be believed that Vriska is leaving or upset that you're abandoning him. You don't really care, though. You're going to an arcade! I mean... Would it be rude to say I regret not taking this option first? That's a highly appropriate Tavros bad. I mean, yeah, I mean it is. Like, yeah. Forget about him. Let's focus on Vriska is kind of like... Yeah, no, that is like the ultimate Tavros bad ending. But it's... Yeah, it's like, I mean, I should feel bad, but it's two-player Space Invaders. Huh? 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 It's great. We're having fun. We're all having fun here. Everybody's having fun, except Tavros. Oh, well, I don't know. It's like, really, honestly, I play. Really, I'm just happy that this did not end in Tavros dying, because I kind of thought that was where this was going to go, you know? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Now let's help Tavros fly. Let's see how this ends. Maybe this will be one of those routes where it's like two good endings? I don't know. We'll see. From the darkness you witch into your muddled memories and catch a glint of glimmering gold. Well, yeah, it's like, well, yeah, because like the title for this route was Glimmering Gold and Cold Steel. And so I think we're going to get two good endings here. When you open your eyes, Pulpapan stares back at you. unlike him, you don't have special stardust, but you think you might have something better. You tell Tavros that you'll be right back. Sort of. The now familiar... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're getting 2 good endings. I'm calling it now. This is going to be another good ending. The now familiar Prospitan spires greet you. You swoop through the shiny architecture until you find those towers that seem to house the dreaming children. Sure enough, Tavros' dream self can be found in one tower, nestled comfortably in a Rukupakun. You poke him in the cheek. No response. You give him a little shake. Nothing. With a sigh, you rear back your hand and slap him hard. Tavros remains asleep. He's practically comatose. Why? This feels so off. Karkat is awake, and Tavros isn't. And something about that is just wrong. It's all wrong. No, yeah, it's like, I mean, this is your fault, though. It's like you did screw this one up. How can you help Tavros under these circumstances? Whoop! Oh! Hello. What? What was that? Tavros remains asleep. He's practically comatose. Why? He feels so off. Something about this just feels wrong. It's all wrong. How can you help Tavros? You need him to wake up. Why won't he... That did not look good. I think... Okay. That Tavros was dead. Yeah. Blank eyes. And also just was not, like, in a pose of calm. I think what happened here is... Oh. I think that, like, whoever's been watching us, it just, like, kind of... Tavros yawns as he raises blearily from his slumber and squints around. He calls out of the Rukupakun and reaches over to the ramp beside you, with an instinctual motion. Okay. I think what happened here is like, somebody is, like, the mysterious figure who's been watching this, I think they just, like, threw us a bone and are, like, trying to, like, help us carry on with this plan, even though Tavros shouldn't be able to wake up because the game doesn't work anymore. You haven't missed much of anything. We got started with the other failure route, except with the glittering gold ending, and our idea was to go to Prospect and wake Tavros up and introduce him to Prospect. Tavros yawns as he waises blearily from his slumber and squints around. He crawls out of the Rukupakun and reaches up over to the ramp beside it with an instinctual motion. His hands find no wheelchair and he tumbles over, and then quickly rises, and realizes with a start that he's floating in midair. Well, what? Surprise! You inform Tavros that this is the mystical world of dreams. That as part of the game he was supposed to play one day, but now wasn't going to. Maybe, probably. You'll be honest, you still don't exactly know how this works. But you do know that this is a land where he can fly. That seems highly improbable that such a world would exist. Or especially that I would be allowed to enter it and fly freely around with no repercussions. It just seems like a thing that would never eventually happen to me. Does it not? But it is happening, you tell him. You prove it by pinching his arm. He flinches. Why did you just assault me? It's a thing. Pinching is... Okay, this is a cultural misunderstanding, but the fact that he can feel pain should prove that this place is real. Or at least as real as a magic dream world can be. I see. My arm does certainly hurt in a realistic manner, as well as my feelings due to the uncalled for attack from a friendly individual. Oh, for fuck's sake. You tell Tavros to stop worrying about it and start unworrying about how he can fly now? Oh, yeah! With unsteady movements, Tavros begins to circle his dream room. He holds his hands out as he sails around, floating upwards and then dipping down. He seems to get a hang of it quickly, and as he does, his face cracks into a wide smile. Warm smile. Oh, woo! Oh, this feels really amazing! At your invitation, Travels follows you out the window and sees Prospect stretching towards him. His eyes go all starry. Can I really explore all of this area? You can, you tell him. Probably. Just don't go barging into anyone's houses. Hell, okay! Tavros does loops and twirls, pirouettes around spires, and weaves through throngs of Prospitan civilians. He hoots and hollers, the anxious crescendo in his voice nearly absent. The sound echoes among the golden towers and rebounds back at you, a cacophony of childlike exhilaration. You swoop alongside him, buoyed by his excitement, and the two of you begin to race each other around the planet. You run out of energy before Tavros does, but eventually he comes down from his high. He floats lazily beside you, upside down, his mohawk hanging down over into his face. His eyes are locked on the skying clouds, and he's wearing a wide, if oddly blank, grin. Hey, I want to thank you for doing this for me, allowing me to feel this freedom and joy. It really means a lot. You grin and give him a thumbs up. You're glad you could help. Yeah, me too. You glance up at the clouds. How long have you been out here? You figure it's probably time to head back to the real world. You tell him you'll teleport back and then wake him up. What? Oh no! Don't wake me up, please! I don't want to go back to that life. I could spend my days here, forever feeling blissful and happy for once. You pause. That's not the response you were expecting, although you suppose you should have seen this coming. What about his friends? His responsibilities in the waking world? What happens when the drones come knocking? Well, those are some pertinent questions which I don't care about, though. This is where I am happy, and where I belong. That's what you wanted, right? To help me be happy? Right. Then your work here is done. He smiles at you, and you feel like you should smile back, but there's a hint of sadness behind his eyes that gives you pause. It's like he's waiting for you to take charge and tell him off for choosing escapism, waiting for you to make the hard decision he doesn't have the guts to make. Because he is. But that's not the kind of person you are. If he'd rather spend his time asleep, that's good enough for you. Given the planet he lives on, you can't blame him. So you give him a little wave and vanish into the ether of canon. By the time he wakes up the nerve to say something, you're already gone. Alright. So that's that. And he gets cold. Or he just dreams away the rest of his life. So yeah, that was Tavros' route. And we had Vriska, and we had a visit with Vriska that did not end in pain, which was good. Alright, I'm going to take a break, feed my cat, get some more water, and then we will get started on Arania's route. No, I did it! I knew I was going to do it! Arania's route. I always get Arania and Aradia mixed up because they're one letter off. Arania's route is coming up next. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.